All right, today we've got a story for you from the literal last hours of World War II. It's about a rookie pilot, a guy with 0 kills to his name, who was about to fly straight into the history books for all the right and, well, ultimately, for the most tragic reasons.
So, let's set the scene. Picture this. You're high in the sky over Keiho, Korea, what we all know today as Seoul. The date is August 13th, 1945.
And down on the ground, the entire world is holding its breath. The atomic bombs have already fallen. In Tokyo, Emperor Hirohito is right in the middle of debating surrender. The end is so close.
But you know what? For the men flying thousands of feet up in the air, none of that matters. The news hasn't reached them. For them, it is just another day at the office, which means another incredibly high-stakes mission deep into enemy territory.
Okay, so at the absolute center of this mission is a 26-year-old first lieutenant named Oscar Perdomo. He's the son of a Mexican immigrant, he's a brand new father, and here's the thing, he's a pilot with 9 combat missions under his belt, but not a single confirmed kill.
He's flying this absolute beast of a plane, a P-47N Thunderbolt, and he's nicknamed it Lil May's Meat Chopper. The nose art? It's a baby chomping on a cigar, and it was inspired by his infant son back home, Chris.
And here's where the context gets just incredible. Look at this timeline. Perdomo's mission is happening just 4 days after the bombing of Nagasaki. The war is, for all intents and purposes, over. But for these pilots, the fighting is as real and as deadly as ever. In just 2 more days, Emperor Hirohito will announce Japan's surrender to the world.
And the danger they were flying into was just immense. They were outnumbered by a force of over 50 Japanese fighters. And get this, they were flying a staggering 750 miles from their base on the island of Ishima. That is a long way from home if things go wrong. So here's the moment of truth. Despite being a rookie with 0 victories, when Perdomo spots that enemy formation, he doesn't hesitate for a second. He just dives in, head first.
And the action? It's just blindingly fast. In less than 60 seconds, he takes out 2 of Japan's best fighters. Then he spots this obsolete, canvas-covered biplane, a trainer of all things, that had somehow wandered into the middle of this massive dogfight, and he dispatches it in a 3-second pass. Just like that.
Now, 3 kills would be a career-defining day for any pilot. That's the kind of story you tell for the rest of your life. But for Oscar Perdomo, on this day, the fight was just getting started.
And to really get the stakes here, you have to know what he was up against. The K-84 Frank was no joke. It was a formidable opponent, fast, heavily armed, and flown by experienced, battle-hardened pilots who absolutely knew what they were doing.
So as Perdomo's trying to regroup and find the rest of his squadron, he flies straight into a trap. 4 enemy fighters come screaming down on him right out of the sun. It's a textbook ambush. He has maybe 2 seconds to react.
Instead of trying to run, he does the one thing they would never expect. He turns into the attack. This move completely surprises the enemy pilots. He manages to get on their tail, and in a flash he scores his 4th kill. He's officially an ace.
And with 4 kills, he is right on the verge of becoming an ace in a day. It's this legendary, unofficial title for getting 5 or more kills in a single day. It's something reserved for the absolute best of the best.
But this fight still isn't over. He spots a fellow American pilot in serious trouble. There's a Ki-84 locked right on his tail, and Perdomo dives down to help him out.
He presses the trigger, his tracers hit the enemy plane, and then nothing. Just a click. Silence. In less than 6 minutes of combat, all 3,000 of his rounds are gone. He's completely out of ammo.
So now what do you do? The enemy fighter he hit is damaged, but it's still flying, and now it's turning to attack him. Perdomo is 750 miles from home with empty guns. What on earth can he possibly do?
He doesn't run. He does that same unthinkable thing all over again. He points the nose of his Thunderbolt directly at the armed enemy fighter and just charges head on. The Japanese pilot has no idea Perdomo's guns are empty. All he sees is this American fighter that just refuses to back down, coming right at him. It's the deadliest game of chicken you can imagine. And the enemy pilot? He flinches. He breaks off the attack to save himself.
Perdomo keeps on him, bluffing attack after attack, until one of his squadron mates finally arrives and delivers the final blow. But the kill is credited to Perdomo for his incredible bravery and skill. He did it. He is an ace in a day.
He made it home.
He was officially named the last ace of World War II. But his story and the way the war shaped his life, it doesn't end there, not by a long shot. He actually went on to serve again in the Korean War and retired as a major, but the greatest tragedy of his life was still to come. His son, Chris, the baby who inspired the nose art on his plane, was killed in Vietnam, and by all accounts, the loss just destroyed him.
Oscar Perdomo died just 6 years later. He was only 56 years old. His ashes were scattered over the Pacific Ocean, the very same waters he had crossed on that historic, unbelievable mission.
You know, Oscar Perdomo's story is one of just impossible courage up in the sky and profound tragedy down on the ground. It really forces you to ask, what defines a hero? Is it that single, brilliant moment of bravery, or is it the lifetime you spend dealing with the echoes of war long after the final shots are fired?